Alright, so as you may have noticed, Lowdown has left the set. So we are your replacement hosts for the rest of the show. I am Axel, this is Ian, we are the Bad Breed. This is the midweek wrap-up. We talk about the things that happened in that segment of the week that's not the beginning or the middle. Or the end.
This is the end week wrap-up.
We talk about just the middle.
Just the middle.
Just the middle. Like if you were Monday and I was Friday, we would talk about this empty space.
Yeah, this is Tuesday,
pillow
Wednesday,
and blanket.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That chunk of the week is what we're about to talk about. And it starts with Tuesday.
It does start with Tuesday.
Hosts main event
that it does.
on the network for $9.99.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the UK.
Which
like
you get it you get it
or whatever it is.
Well, yeah. And you get it next week.
Yeah.
You should get it. Because it's totally worth it.
Totally worth it, despite the fact that you guys have been waiting an extra long time.
Yeah.
Almost a year since the launch of the actual network itself.
Honestly, it's probably better now. It's probably that you waited that long because they've been able to work out a lot of the bugs, fix it up a little bit, a lot more content on there. You know, we got it when it was very basic. So you're getting all the You're getting a lot of cool stuff on it.
A lot of content. They just announced Tough Enough, the first season of Tough Enough.
Yeah, which we're not sure if that's season 1 Maven and Nydia or if it's season 1
I'm gonna say
fails and we get Cameron.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be season 1 Maven and Nydia because they did say season 1. And if they're talking about the current Tough Enough, there isn't any other seasons to name. They just say Tough Enough.
We'll have to wait and see. But on main event, we opened up with Paige taking on Nikki Bella.
Woo, go wifey.
Paige had Natalya in her corner. Nikki had Bray in her corner.
Wifey.
This was phenomenal. This match itself was 12 to 13 minutes. Though, it was way longer than a Divas match has gone on a regular show in a long time. Nikki was in rare form, using a lot of really good different holds and submissions and working over the
arm-based attacks were phenomenal.
Yeah, it was just really good. We ended up getting Nikki or Brie and Natalya started kind of getting involved. Natalya ends up clotheslining Brie and knocking her the hell out, and that kind of distracts Nikki. And then there's a whole segment where Nikki hits the elbow on Paige.
Which kind of knocks her into the ropes, but super kicks Nikki.
Yeah, she gets the super kick, and then she drops to her knees for a second. And we're like, "Are you going for a pin? What are you gonna do?" And then she's then she gets up. She kind of gets her wits about her, sets up Nikki, hits her with the Rampage. Paige gets the win.
Go wifey.
So yeah, that was a great start to main event. And so the crowd itself was more so behind Nikki, though, which was kind of strange.
Yeah.
I think people are still a little confused about...
Where were they located this go-around?
You know what? They might have been in Arizona.
I was going to say, are they still in Tejas?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think they're at... Oh, no. No, they were in Texas, because that's... Because Fandango versus R-Truth, which we'll get to in a little bit, R-Truth actually... mentions Laredo, Texas.
Yeah. So, it's close enough to Bella home turf.
Yeah.
Could be some Bella supporters. Arizona's not that long of a drive to Texas.
Yeah. Up next, we had Lana and Rusev sending a message to the recently fired Ryback. If you saw our Raw review.
They were very sad to see him go.
Yes.
Rusev cried. Lana ate a cupcake.
That did not happen.
Nope.
Rusev actually said that the Authority did him a favor, that if he stayed in WWE, he would have been humiliated by Rusev. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't matter anymore because now Rusev is moving forward and he's going to be in the Royal Rumble and is looking forward to being in the main event of WrestleMania.
Hey, I'm not going to knock it until I try it. Rusev being in the main event of the Royal Rumble intrigues me.
Then we move on to Fandango versus R-Truth. Fandango doing a pre-match promo that came up in the screen on screen promo, saying that 2015 is going to be the year of love and hostility.
I think that should be the name of his leg drop.
Huh.
That'd be a good name for a finish.
That's not a bad idea.
Or maybe his like right leg is love and the left leg is hostility.
And Rosa meets him in between.
Hey.
But him and R-Truth...
I mentioned those legs specifically because the left leg is where he lands the leg drop on the person.
All right.
Hostility.
I gotcha. Yeah, this match was really good. Fandango definitely...
Very physical.
Definitely taking the physicality to R-Truth. Flubbed up a little bit at the beginning.
Well, there's a shoulder block that ended up as a big face palm onto R-Truth.
Yeah. So, yeah, he catches himself on R-Truth's face. So, it
Good job, Fandango.
It worked out in the end, but it was a little bit of a flub. But, yeah, I mean, he just spends the rest of, probably the 4, maybe 5 minutes that the match goes, just really laying it in R-Truth, using the Falcon Arrow to set up for the leg drop.
Yeah, good setup for the leg drop.
So, yeah, good on you using... Not a lot of people use, signature moves to set... Because everyone's got, if you've got Miz, who's got, the
Skull Crushing finale, which is always from behind.
Yeah.
The curb stomp always is a setup that's kind of, predictable but unpredictable at the same time.
It's cool. It's cool to see
It's a 1-2. It's kind of like the Hogan big boot leg drop.
Exactly.
Type thing.
Yeah. It's cool to see.
The Rock does a spine buster into the people's elbow.
Yep.
So basically, what we're saying right now is Fandango is the next Rock / Hulk Hogan.
If he takes off, I'll be surprised. He's gonna be the next movie star.
Could be. I hope the best for Fandango.
I do too.
Good talent that doesn't get booked well.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And he's kind of being weighed. I think he's kind of being weighed down by Rosa
A little bit.
because Rosa's the diva they can't do anything with.
Unless you're Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes can do all kinds of things with Rosa.
Apparently.
But then in our main event we had Jack Swagger taking him.
And it was a thing.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
I
don't want...
What's his horse face won, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
I tried to put... Yeah, Tassel defeated Jack Swagger.
Yeah, it was Clash of the Tibus.
Oh, that's... Yeah.
Clash of the Titties.
Yeah. That was the thing.
It happened. I closed my eyes for most of it.
Most of it.
Yeah, except for when he was telling me that Jack Swagger was on the offense.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Jack Swagger's hair looks ridiculous. So if there's any reason to watch the match, it's because Jack Swagger's hair is fucking ridiculous.
It goes Super Saiyan Swagger. He's got that Super Saiyan Swagger.
Let's take a little break from WWE. Let's go on to Wednesday, where we crowned our very first Lucha Underground Champion.
This is my Lucha Underground dance, apparently.
We had the Aztec Warriors blessing the temple before, the playing the drum, which is cool. Rather than the countdown that we get for the Royal Rumble,
yeah.
we got Aztecs playing the drums. It was just real intense. And Mr. Kevin Hawk, you have the order of entrance, do you not?
I do. If you watched the last episode of Lucha Underground, you'll know the number 1 and number 20th entrance already. Phoenix comes out as number 1, and Johnny Mundo is the randomly drawn number 2.
Yeah.
So says Dario Cueto. And not long after they've started, they have a good run to start this thing too.
Oh yeah, and I think that was definitely the idea was put these two guys that can totally play off of each other and open the show up real good.
Yeah, they were quickly joined by Mr. Cisco, which we thought it was funny to find out that he had a Mr. in front of his name, but he didn't last long. He was the first one eliminated.
He was the first eliminated by Johnny Mundo.
Yeah. Then we got King Cuerno would come in. Looking pretty good. This was my favorite outing of Cuerno's.
Yeah.
Actually, he did the dive where he actually did a couple different springs off the ropes.
Yeah, where he just shot
and he went
missile, man.
They went down the entranceway, but he went 4 or 5 rows deep.
Yeah.
Which was what I liked. Son of Havoc was next. And then as the ring started filling up, Pimpinela Escarlata came out, chopped a bunch of people. Prince Puma was next. And then the surprise entrance for me, probably you as well, Ivelisse.
Yes.
Coming in. I did not see that coming. But it was nice to have, knowing we knew Sexy Star was essentially had to be in this thing.
Yeah.
So to see Ivelisse in there was kind of a nice touch. I like that they do allow them to play with the boys.
Yeah. The last feud that he announced, though, didn't make it. Pimpinella was eliminated by Son of Havoc. Mm-hmm. Ivelisse was eliminated by King Cuerno, and then Son of Havoc was eliminated by Puma.
Yes. Then we had Drago come out and resume his feud in the match with King Cuerno. And then followed by the two other members of the crew, Bale and Cortez Castro. Neither of them lasted long either.
No, Puma would then, after eliminating Son of Havoc, would eliminate Bale, and then Cortez was eliminated by Mundo.
Yeah. Ricky Mandel, this guy that we don't really know and or care about that much, would come out. After his entrance is when Bale and Cortez got eliminated, because right after the crew was dispatched, we get Big Rick, who's now pissed off that his three henchmen are no longer in the Aztec Warfare.
And he takes it out on Ricky Mandel.
Yes.
So if you were
eliminated.
So if you were hoping that Ricky Mandel would be the first ever Lucha Underground champion, I'm sorry, Big Rick ruined your dreams.
Yeah. And then Pentagon Jr. made his entrance, followed by Superfly, which was like, he was kind of the one guy that we couldn't, like, we were trying to figure out, who's left to put in this thing?
Yeah.
Superfly. He's very generic looking, but then he always does cool things.
Yeah, he had some good moments. He didn't, actually, I think you're just about to...
Next out would be Chavo Guerrero Jr. with a chair.
Yes.
He brought a chair to ring with him, and he would use that to put people out in a quick manner.
Yeah, after Big Rick's elimination on Ricky Mandel, we had Drago eliminated by King Cuerno. We had Cuerno eliminated by Johnny Mundo. Superfly and Pentagon Jr. both eliminated by Chavo Guerrero.
Chair shots to the head.
Dick move.
Post chair shot eliminations, though, Masquerita Sagrada would make his entrance. I was going to say debut. It was his debut in Aztec Warfare.
Yes.
Which is the same for all these people, right?
Yes. Since this is like a first time thing, this match has never happened before.
And then the mini was followed up by the Babe, Sexy Star, in a Miss freaking Marvel costume.
Yeah, that was good. I was a fan.
I approve of this message. And then we had El Mariachi Loco, and the 20th entrant, Mil Muertes.
Yes, and then after the double eliminations by Chavo Guerrero, Masquerita Sagrada was eliminated by Big Rick. El Mariachi Loco was eliminated by Mil Muertes. Big Rick was eliminated by Phoenix and Chavo.
Yes.
It was a double effort. Then
sort of. Chavo was already pinning Big Rick, and Phoenix splashed on top
Phoenix
of them.
Fuck you! Decided to get in on the action.
He landed like his right leg on the back of Chavo's head.
I didn't notice that.
He did a 450 splash or whatever he did. He smacked Chavo on the back of the head.
This would then lead to Phoenix eliminating Chavo himself. I take that back. No, I did say that right. Sorry. Phoenix was eliminated by Chavo, who was then eliminated by Sexy Star.
Due to interference from the returning Blue Demon Jr.
Yeah, I think wasn't he getting ready to use the chair on her or something?
He's going up to the top rope to do the frog splash. Blue Demon pushed him off.
That's right. Yeah. And then Sexy Star was eliminated by Mil Muertes. Sad day. Then a double effort from Puma and Mundo eliminates Mil Muertes.
Yeah, those double 450 splashes, one right after the other. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Springboard 450s.
Then
regular 450s.
In our final two, we have Johnny Mundo taking on Prince Puma. The very first main event of Lucha Underground is now main eventing the end of this
Aztec Warfare.
By
the way, eliminations we didn't specify our pinfall and submission only.
Yeah, so this isn't Royal Rumble style. This is, they were flying all over the place. It was not eliminated over the top rope. It was pinfall submission. And then in the end, with a 6:30, Puma eliminates Johnny Mundo, becoming the first ever Lucha Underground Champion. He is congratulated by Mundo and Conan at the end to end the show.
Yeah, talk about a great... it's fun to see that this one match can take up the entire show.
Yeah.
And be entertaining, and, I didn't feel like I wanted more to happen.
No, it was, the fact that they made the focus the championship, they gave more spotlight to more than just, a select few guys.
Yeah.
They had 20 people out there all vying for this championship. And deservingly so, Prince Puma got it.
Yeah. The only thing I say that I would have added in, I would have liked to see one of the entrants have been Cage making his debut.
Yeah. I think Cage is going to be another one of those Dario Cueto
henchman type
yeah.
guys.
More so kind of the in-between of, because Rick is kind of his own entity,
yeah.
but he does business with Cueto. Cage will do business with Cueto, but won't be like a mindless monster. He'll eventually kind of turn, maybe make a face turn or something.
Yeah. Are you thinking that Cage might be the guy in the...
No.
Cueto has locked up?
No. No. I initially thought that, but then I was like, no, we wouldn't have got a vignette of him training if he's locked up in a cage.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Lucha Underground was fun. I'm excited to see where the championship goes. Maybe we'll start seeing other belts. Maybe a tag team division starts showing up. That would be cool. Because, man, they are set to do all kinds of fun stuff in this promotion. Then we move back into WWE territory with Superstars. We open up with Jax.
Why?
To torture you.
I like Jack Swagger enough. Put him against somebody I don't hate for one midweek show.
But Jack
Swagger won.
Would defeat Taz O'Neill with an ankle lock.
Swagger won, and my heart exploded with joy.
Yeah,
I had to be rushed to the emergency room and get a heart transplant.
Yeah, he got a little vicious and slammed Titus's leg into the post.
Wasn't watching.
And was able to set him up for the ankle lock.
I just heard you mention that he had him in the ankle lock, so I started watching. Just in time to watch Titus O'Neill tap out.
Yes. And then our main event of Superstars, we had Los Matadores taking on Dust to Dust. We had another unfortunate accident between the Dust brothers.
First off, a lot of interference from Torito.
He does it all the time.
Apparently, Torito getting in the ring and running around isn't means for disqualification.
No. He's short. He can't cause damage. So we get Fernando and Goldust are on the outside of the ropes. Goldust is almost holding Fernando, and when Stardust goes for the disaster kick, Fernando ducks, and he kicks Goldust in the face. Fernando's able to get back into the ring. Stardust is like trying to...
Oh no!
He's like, oh, what did I do? And then Fernando rolls him up and gets the win for the Matadors. So the Matadors take a win.
Matadors should be the new number one contenders.
It's true.
Just saying.
Yep.
Gold and Stardust are half of the number one contenders right now.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Because going into Friday Night Smackdown, we're going through a tag team title match. So I'm thinking whoever comes out of Smackdown should be defending against the Matadors sometime next week.
I agree.
Because the Matadors just beat a number one contending team.
That they did.
The end of that story.
Then let's move on to NXT.
This is the beginning of another beautiful story.
Yes. This is a great story.
Case.
Starting off with the return of Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn's back, and he is definitely not beaten.
Oh, that's right.
I was going to say dead. but I edited myself out.
Yeah.
Got a promo, and I mean, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm about 95 to 99% certain that he says the line.
You put me down, but you didn't kill me.
Yeah, but it's you put me down, but you didn't end me, or what did he say?
No, it was kill. It was.
But what did they do? Like
it was
overdose. You didn't end
me. Yeah. You didn't end me.
But if you watch it, it looks like he says kill.
Yeah.
And I think WWE overdubbed it.
Yep.
Maybe they're afraid people will think that Kevin Owens is a murderer.
Maybe. The promo was really good, though. Sammy was just so fired up.
Yeah, he walked through the crowd and hugged people and high-fived and stuff.
He goes, I don't want to be corny, but this isn't my title. This is our title.
Too late. That's corny.
It
reminded me so much of like the Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, ECW title speech.
Yeah.
The Our Way speech. Watch that on the network if you can find it.
It was really good though. He would end up being joined by Adrian Neville.
Adrian Neville,
Sami Zayn.
Adrian
Neville tells him he's like, hey, I appreciate what you did. It's good to see you here. I'm blanking on.
He said that Sami deserved the win.
Yes, and this guy kind of was all. This is pretty much just respect from Adrian Neville. There was nothing.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this was along with Neville standing up for Zayn to Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
That and then this coming out and shaking his hand and being like, "Hey, you deserved the win. I'm glad you're the champion. Can I have a rematch?" kind of thing was all. I feel like they're trying to wipe away all those smudges of heelness off of Adrian Neville.
Well, he didn't ask for a rematch.
Well,
because Sammy goes, I'm pretty sure the rules state that you get a rematch.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's just kind of like trying to wipe any of those heel marks off of Adrian Neville post him actually losing the belt, so he can start continuing on in NXT, and people will go back to going, oh, Adrian Neville's popular and happy again.
Yeah, but the mere mention of a rematch was enough to bring William Regal out and go, you know what? That's what we're going to do. Next week, we get a rematch.
Is it next week? I thought it was 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure he said next week.
Maybe.
Almost positive.
Could be next week. It'll be a good one. Whatever week it's in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's next week. So, next week, probably. 2 weeks, possibly. We will get the rematch from our Evolution between Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville. Then we had the Vaudevillains pre-match promo. They're getting their tag team title match against the Lucha Dragons. They were being asked, how do you feel going into your tag team title match? And they're like, well, we're going into it like men, and we're very, very, very confident that now that they're getting their rematch, that things will go their way.
They have a new strategy going into this title match than they did at our Evolution.
Yes.
And I think that's all that Simon Gotch said was yes, or thank you, or something like that. He had one line, one word.
Yeah. I can't remember what he said. But our first match was the Welcome to NXT Curtis Axel, and he got to face Hideo Itami.
Yeah. Axel with a good showing.
Yeah, he was on the offense way more than I expected.
Not me.
No?
But to me, it's the formulaic heel usually dominates most of the match in matches these days.
Yeah.
I mean, I think bringing somebody from the main roster down, kind of like they paired a couple different times, like the Finn Balor and Hideo versus Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think And the reason why I think they paired him off with the most experienced team in NXT, the Ascension, and the fact that now they were going to bring a guy down from the main roster, Curtis Axel, and have him go against Hideo. I think this is all to help Hideo continue to format to the WWE style of wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like he's catching on a lot slower than a lot of the other newer...
Yeah, he's
the newer talents.
Yeah, he's definitely still got the Japanese style still ingrained in him. So, but Hideo would get the win in a really cool finisher reversal kind of spot here at the end. Axel goes for the Axel's
going for the perfect plex.
Well, first Hideo went for the running kick, which
Curtis
Axel caught his foot, then went for the perfect plex.
Hideo reversed it into a snapmare, which set up Axel for that spinny head kick.
Yes, spinny head kick. That's the technical term for it.
I'm pretty sure that's what Hideo calls it.
The spinny head kick.
When he's calling it in the match.
And Hideo Itami would get the win. Then we have I can't remember who the announcer was, but they were asking Natalya if they could get a question, or if they could ask Tyson a question, and she's like, no, he's preparing for a match with Finn Balor next week, but you can ask me questions.
Yeah, I like that. No, you can't ask Tyson Kidd a question because he's got a match next week.
Well, he needs a week to get mentally prepared.
Like, sorry, let him jog in place facing the wall this week.
But then, once the questions start going for Natty, then Tyson's like, hey, whoa, hey, have you taken care of the cats? Are they all good? And
my cats.
Yeah, my cats. They're not their cats anymore. They're Tyson's cats. And so then he sends Natalya off to go take care of the cats, and proceeds to say, what the matches that she's got, that doesn't matter. Next week I'm gonna go against Finn Balor, and I'm gonna defeat him, and that's a fact.
Fact.
But he's still got that stupid cat ear hoodie thing. I don't like it. Would you wear one if I bought it? You would. You sick bastard.
Only around you.
Ew.
Because I know you don't like it so much.
Ew. Then we get the video package. We're getting Bull Dempsey versus Baron Corbin next week.
Yeah.
So we're getting this big clash that we've been waiting for a couple months now.
The irresistible force versus the immovable object.
And that should be good. We had Sasha taking on Alexa Bliss. This is Alexa Bliss making a return after Sasha broke her nose.
Yeah, a few weeks back, we had Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks match. It was kind of a filler match at the time. It just kind of
it was more so building Sasha towards
Sasha
the
building
title.
momentum for our evolution. And in the match, Sasha inadvertently, I'm hoping, broke Alexa Bliss's nose. So we hadn't seen Alexa Bliss on the scene for quite some time now.
Yeah, about 4 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, since before our evolution.
Yeah.
By a few weeks. So it's been a while. Good to see her back and in top form.
Yeah, she was a house of fire.
Well, she's pissed off. You don't break a girl's nose and not expect her to get pissed off.
She went.
She's lucky she's not Owen Wilson.
No, and she had a great recovery. Her nose looks just fine. She's still super pretty. But she whooped Sasha's ass for a while.
Yes, she did.
Sasha did get the advantage after a while, though, and defeated Alexa Bliss with the bank statement.
Yep, that happened. I thought Alexa was gonna win. Actually,
I almost did too.
At a few points.
Yeah, I'm definitely waiting to see her as a main player in the women's division. It's gonna be good. Up next, we had the return of Prince Pretty. He's back from his European modeling schedules and searching for homes around the world.
Yeah, new seasonal residences.
And
there's nothing to pity him about.
No, not at all. I mean, he's
got a great life.
Absolutely.
And he's taking on a newcomer to the NXT scene who shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, Chad Gable, who we initially thought, okay, a guy didn't get an entrance.
Jobber.
A total jobber. We're not going to have...
And what's crazy, though, is the crowd was so pro Tyler Breeze before he had his leave of absence from NXT. And so when I expected that when Tyler Breeze came back, he'd be like cheered and huzzah'd royally, it'd be a big thing. The crowd was actually really into this Gable guy.
Yeah, they were.
Chad Gable?
Yeah, Chad Gable.
I want to say Clark Gable.
He's an Olympic wrestler. Had very Kurt Angle-esque kind of
attire,
singlet on, and yeah, he brought it to Tyler Breeze. Working on the arm a lot. He had the
cross arm breaker over the top rope.
Yeah, he was really working it on Tyler Breeze. But Tyler Breeze, in his anger and frustration, ended up hitting the beauty shot, getting the win over Chad Gable.
Right after the cross arm breaker over the top rope.
Yeah, it was just you don't hurt Prince Pretty, because he will get very mad, and then he'll kick you in the face.
It's true. Happened to me twice.
And so Tyler Breeze gets the win, but there's something strange going on.
In the background.
Yeah.
Over Tyler Breeze's right shoulder.
Yeah, he's
checking himself.
He's checking himself out.
He's checking himself.
And then over here, you see someone step through a curtain.
Well, the curtains actually open up to the sides,
and there's a
large, ominous figure.
Yeah, a muscular, bald person there. Couldn't really get a clear shot of who it was.
Marcus Louis.
We couldn't get a clear shot of who it was, but Kevin Hawk has his suspicions that it is Marcus Louis.
Well, 9 arrows out of 10 point to Marcus Louis at this point. Marcus Louis is big. Marcus Louis is bald. And the last time we saw Marcus Louis was after Tyler Breeze berated him about how ugly he was before their match where he beat him with a beauty shot.
This is true.
And he walked out very zombie/comatose-like.
And so now Kevin Hawk is worried that he's going to do a Phantom of the Opera gimmick.
I am so worried. This will be the first time that I will say that NXT, if this happens, it would be the first time I'm going to say that NXT is booking somebody poorly.
Yeah.
Except for Mojo Rawley.
He's not booked incorrectly. He's just bad.
No, they're booking him, which is booking him poorly.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Then we get a little backstage segment with Finn Balor, asking him about his match with Tyson Kidd next week, and he says, I've looked up to Tyson Kidd because we've trained a lot of the places. He's a product of the famed Heart Dungeon. But next week he's going to need more than 9 lives to survive against Finn Balor.
Yeah. And, he didn't need to jog in place for a week. So, good on him.
And then a note going for next week. Next week when Smackdown moves to Thursdays, we're getting the return of Daniel Bryan.
Yes. So that was exciting news. Definitely didn't expect to see Daniel Bryan this early to get back in. It's not the return of Daniel Bryan. It's the in-ring return of Daniel Bryan. Yeah, Daniel Bryan returns to action in the wrestling ring.
He will be wrestling on SmackDown, which is great. I'm glad he's having at least one match before going into the Rumble.
Yeah.
Which, if he's having a match on SmackDown next week, he'll probably wrestle at least one more time the week of. So,
yeah. We still got a long ways to go before the Rumble.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks from, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or whenever. You're watching this. Probably tomorrow. So, we got a lot of time. And I definitely feel like it's good that Daniel Bryan will be testing himself.
Yes.
To make sure maybe he's not coming back too early from his recovery.
Yeah, and we can only hope, because, we'd hate to see him have to go out. Or
I had the same worry about Cena. When Cena went out with his neck injury and he came back early.
He made the surprise return to the Rumble.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that the same thing happens that happened with Cena and that Daniel Bryan gets to have a long, illustrious career after this.
But then in our main event of NXT, it was for the Tag Team Championships. The Lucha Dragons defending against the Vaudevillains.
Talk about a fun match.
This was so much fun. these two teams play off each other so well. You've got the strong style versus the lucha style. So you've got, but you do have the athleticism from Gotch and English.
Especially English for being like the biggest guy in the match.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very agile.
Yeah, lots of great back and forth action. We paid more attention as to who the legal man was.
We definitely made sure to pay heavy attention to the tags.
And so the end was the Sin Cara bomb with the spinny...
A twisty neckbreaker hoo-ha off the top rope.
Ugh.
Combination by Kalisto.
There's so much to follow. Like, we're pretty sure that they didn't quite get it off the way they wanted to, but it still worked out.
It's close enough.
So we'll
it's like horseshoes.
We should definitely expect it again, and we'll probably get the real version. But I can only imagine how cool the real version's going to look.
Yeah, probably not too different.
But yeah, great match. The Lucha Dragons retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. So, unfortunate for the Vaudevillains, but they won them fair and square this time.
They're back down the ladder, I think.
But this is a perfect time for people like the Mechanics, Team Thick,
Dillinger and Jordan,
Enzo and Cass to start moving their way up the tag team division. We'll have to see who ends up facing the Lucha Dragons coming up. But that is it for the midweek wrap up.
My fantasy NXT Tag Team Championship match right now.
Yeah.
Lucha Dragons versus the Masters, the Mailman, Kid and Cesaro.
That'd be phenomenal.
We know Kid is definitely no stranger to going down to NXT.
Cesaro too.
Cesaro came from there.
He went back down to face Sami Zayn.
Yeah, and Regal. So, yeah, take that.
I'm definitely interested.
Take that. Let's make that happen, somebody.
Yeah.
Triple H.
William Regal.
If you're not watching this, watch it.
But that is it for the midweek wrap-up. We've got a bunch of other videos this week. We've got the Fantasy Warfare.
It's over there.
The two of us going at it. We got the first Raw of 2015. There. We've got indie news, updates on Ring of Honor. All that stuff is in the playlist. All of our information is down in the description.
Read it.
Like, favorite, subscribe, comment.
Tweet us.
Be a part of the discussion.
Tweet
Let's
us.
talk about wrestling. Tweet us. We'll talk to you.
Email us.
Email him.
We've got. I've got my personal email address down there, and there's a
for general questions any of us. fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com. We will respond as long as you have a good question.
No, I'll respond if their question's dumb.
He'll just rip you a new one.
Probably not, but I'll make fun of you at least a little bit.
Same thing. We'll see whatever video you decide to choose next.